Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Everything About Coding. In today's video we're going to take a program related to machine learning. Now in one of the previous video we had started with machine learning where we took an example about the student's score, where we predict the student's score. This is going to be an extension to what we did in that particular video, and in this video we will add some more features. Okay, so without wasting any further time, let's begin. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Everything About Coding. In today's video we're going to take a program related to machine learning. Now in one of the previous video we had started with machine learning where we took an example about the student's score, where we predict the student's score. This is going to be an extension to what we did in that particular video, and in this video we will add some more features. Okay, so without wasting any further time, let's begin. So here we are inside the PyCharm, and the very first thing that we need to do is install, that is the terminal. Inside the terminal, if you have not installed, please install using the pip command, pip install, and that is the scikit-learn. This package you need to install. After you do that, then from sklearn dot linear model. Now we are using a very basic model for this particular program. From this model we need to include the module that is import linear regression. Okay, another module that we need is import numpy. If this module is not there, you can just use the pip command, pip install and numpy, and I'm just going to give a shortcut name as np, so this becomes the shortcut name. And now we need a sample data for the machine learning. So here it is, the sample data. This is an array and it is a nested list, okay, which is very important. All the features are supposed to be in a nested list. Keep that thing in mind. And inside that, these three numbers, okay, inside every list basically represent the features. And what are the features? The features are the hours studies, that's the first value. The second is the previous score, that's the second value. What was the previous score of the student? And the attendance of the student, that is the third value. So here it is. So you can say that it is a sample data only for 5 students, of 5 students. Okay, now when I say sample data, it is just a random data over here for this program. But in real world, what is going to happen is we are going to feed the real data of the students. That is, maybe there are 1,000 students. So we will feed the data of the 1,000 students, and how many hours they studied, what was the previous score, and what was the attendance. Okay, depending on that, okay, this was the previous score, and then we will basically give a target which will be the current score. And depending on the previous score and the current score, we are going to predict the future score of the student. So this is the X value, and this is a nested list. As I said, it has to be under the nested list. And then I will say np dot array, and over here it has to be a single list and not a nested list. And I will give scores like 20, 40, 50 and 65, and I can keep it as 80. So this was the current score. This was the previous score, that is 10, 30, 40, 50 and 60. And this is the current score of the student. So depending on the previous score and the current score, we can predict the future score of the student. Okay. Now, what we need to do next is, so this is the previous score and the current score, and there are other features to that. Features is the hours they studied, the previous score and the attendance, right? So the middle numbers are basically the previous score, and this was the current score of the students. Let us train the machine. Now how to train the machine? So we will just create a model is equal to of the linear regression module. Okay, So we have just created a model, and then we will say model dot, and we will use that fit method, and we need to pass the features, that is the x value, and the final score, the current score, that is the y value, and that is x comma y. Okay, since I kept this as a capital X, I'm using that over here. Okay, so now we are basically feeding data to the machine, and the machine will learn through this data. Now please understand, this is like a very small sample of data, right? For this video we are just using a very small data, but in real world this will be a data maybe 1,000 students or maybe 4,000 students, right? Okay, so this is basically what we are doing is that is we are training the data, training the machine, I mean to say. Okay, we are training the machine using that sample data. Once we train the data, now let us just open a try except block. I will just use the keyword pass, come outside, use the exception, and the exception will be some kind of value error. Okay, if there is any kind of value error, then I can print a message, and the message can be, something like please enter valid numbers. Okay, please enter valid numbers. Now let us come to the try block, and inside that we are going to write our entire code. So just to save time, I will just do some copy paste over here, and that is this one. So what is this? Okay, what is h? So now depending on the sample data, right, that is the features and the current score, we are going to predict the future score of the student. So we're going to take the hours, how many hours the student has studied, the previous score, right, and the attendance of the student, right? So these are the three things that we need to accept from the user. I hope you're getting this, and please do not confuse. See, this is a sample data, right? And this were the previous scores. Now we will give some new data. Okay, using this, we are going to give some new data. Since we have trained the model, now we will take some new data from the user, and that new data, depending on that new data, machine is going to give us the output. This is what is happening over here. Okay, now the next thing that we need to do is we can simply use, we can do that. We can check the conditions, is the if the number of hours is less than 0, invalid numbers, all that we can do the checking using the if statement, but I'm not going to do it over here. We are going to predict directly. So I can say prediction is equal to, and then I can do something like the model dot, and that is, this time we are going to use, that is predict method, that is the predict method. And predict method, we will be passing a list. Okay, a nested list. Okay, a nested list, and we need to pass the data that has been entered by the user, that is h comma p comma a. Okay, and that's it. And then we can print the prediction, like print prediction, right? Now that's it, and this is the only thing that we need to do. Now let us just see what exactly output we get. Okay, let us run this program. So it will take some time, and now it is asking me to enter the number of hours the student has studied. So I will say 4, and the previous score, maybe it was maybe 55. Now this is a new number, 55, which was not there in the sample data, right? And the percentage, I will say maybe 68. Even this is a new number. You can see in the sample data we don't have that number, right? But yes, we have given that to the machine, and machine is going to learn from this data. Now let us see what output we get, and it says 59.62. It is coming in inside a list. So what I can do is I can simply use this as 0, so it will print the number itself. Now let us enter some new data, something like maybe 6.5, right? So the new data is 6.5. Then The previous score maybe is 72 and the percentage was 95. So it says that with this sample data, I mean with the current input and with the sample data, the student will be scoring 95.12, right? So this is how the machine has learned from the sample data, and then with the current data, that is the input, with the new data, it is giving us the output. So this is how the whole thing is working. So I hope that this video is very much clear to you. Whatever I have explained, please understand this is where the machine is predicting with the new data. This is where we are basically training the data. So machine learning is all about training the machine, and then the machine will give us the output with the new data. It is like something like maybe I give 10 different pictures of a cat to the machine, right? 10 different pictures. So with all different angles, right? And then I will give a new picture of a cat. So I'm using that 10 pictures of cat for training the machine. And then I will take another picture of a cat, which is very different from the 10 pictures. And that is like an input to the machine. And now I will check whether the machine is able to predict whether this picture is a cat, whether it is able to predict whether the whatever the image is, it is a cat or not. So this is what machine learning is all about. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you really want to, if you really feel I'm giving you real content, so do give us, do like to this video, and do share and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.